Thank you, Paul. Amazing to meet you. Thanks for being on. Um, I was checking out your website and I read that there was a time when things were kind of less than ideal for you, and you had a line about like living someone else's script. What was that like, and what do you mean by that?
Um, it's like where you constantly see success, right? And you're doing well, and so you set goals and you're achieving them. And you're
Hmm.
like, wow, something's missing. And it's so easy when we're setting goals and not achieving them to to put all the blame on that,
Hmm.
right? Like so many of us are saying, like, I'm not going to be happy until I lose 20 pounds. I'm not going to be happy till I'm in a relationship. And when you're doing neither of those things, you're like, well, of course I'm unhappy
Hmm.
because I still have those 20 pounds. I'm not in a relationship. And when you're setting goals and meeting them and you're still unhappy, it forces you to sort of come face to face with, like, why? Like, what is it about this? Why am I unhappy? And to me, that's what it sort of felt like. It was like, wow, this is an amazing life for someone else, if if, if that makes sense,
Hmm. So,
right?
what was the first thing you did once you came to that realization? And was it like a specific moment, or gradually over time?
Yeah, actually, that's what I was going to say. It wasn't necessarily like a lightning
Yes.
flash of a moment. It's one of those things where you sort of realize it. It's a spectrum. You realize it a little bit, you realize it more, you realize it more, right? And
Hmm.
and often what happens is something is keeping us where we are,
Hmm.
right? Whether that's inertia, whether that's fear of like getting beyond where we are. And so it's it's a balancing act between, like, okay, well, here's the realization that like something needs to change, and then here's what's holding me back. And so at some point it gets higher if you're lucky, right? And if you're unlucky, whatever's holding you back continues to grow.
Hmm. Hmm.
Right? Which is sometimes the case.
Yes. And so, what's exciting you now, and who do you work with, and who do you help?
um I guess what's really exciting me is getting more clarity on what it is I'm here for, you
Hmm.
know? And so a big part of that is um, realizing that I'm here to help successful people, these hyper busy people who have let success get in the way of happiness, have let success get in the way of meaning. And I'm here to help them live a life that they can't wait to wake up to
Hmm.
every
Hmm.
day.
Amazing.
And so that just resonates so strongly with me. And I'm like, yeah, I can get behind this. I can put a lot of effort into this.
Hmm.
Right? Because
And what?
as you know, what
Go
like
ahead.
whatever you pick, it's going to take a lot of effort to get there, right?
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
home
So,
runs.
might as well be something that's worth it.
Hmm.
Um, so, for anyone who can relate to that feeling, what are some things that you would recommend they think about if you're
Hmm.
feeling like you're stuck or you're on the wrong path? Or
I mean, the first step is always self-awareness,
Mhm.
right? And what that looks for everybody is slightly different, but you got to know who you are, right? You got to know what it is you value. You got to know what it is your actual purpose is here. And whether that's a grand purpose of your life or even just a purpose of the next year, or purpose of this day, right? You got to know yourself first. And after you know yourself, you can start to plan out where it is you're going. Like once you know your starting point, then you can sit down with a map and plan your ending point. I mean, I say ending point in in quotes because, like, when do we ever get to where we're going?
Right, right. And what are some of the ways that you help people? Like, what does the kind of methodology look like?
Yeah, I started with one-on-one coaching,
Hmm.
and just in the last few months, I've introduced a mastermind,
Hmm.
and it's been so exciting because I get to see them building off of each other.
Hmm.
Um, so so right now it's the both, and
Cool.
so we'll see. I actually really want to lean into group programs. Um, and I'm just giving it a bit of time and space. I'm going to be starting a podcast soon. I'm going to be stepping up my blog, which has been going for almost 2 years now, but
Perfect.
actually, like, make it more. Yeah.
Cool. And what would you say you most need help with right now?
Hmm. I would have given you a really different answer a week and a half ago. right? I think in the last little bit, there's something about Giovanni and the Archangel Academy where it's really resonated with me. And
Mm-hmm.
so I understand now, I have the words to understand my ideal client and their journey, their hero's journey, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
where they are now, where they're going. And so right now, I need to figure out what my next step is. And I don't know that I necessarily need help with that. I just need to sit with it and with the extra knowledge that I have, the words that I have around what it is they're doing. I also think, so this is being recorded on March 23rd, right? We're in the middle of the COVID-19 crisis. Ontario, where I live, has just announced that as of tomorrow midnight, all non-essential services are being shut down for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, this feels like a time of change.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when we look back at it, with hindsight, it's going to be fairly obvious how we got to the end point. But in this moment, it's crazy. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I can smell changes in the air. What's it going to look like? I don't know. Maybe people aren't going to be taking flights after this because they're so used to
Mm-hmm.
living locally. Maybe people are going to appreciate having slowed down and spending time with their family.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's going to become more of a focus. Maybe people are going to be buying less things because they've gone so many weeks without like buying clothes and like
Mm-hmm.
actually it turns out not that big a deal. Maybe this is what the governments need, the crisis that society needs for governments to start introducing a guaranteed basic income, right? It could be so many things that change
Mm-hmm.
completely how it
Once
looks.
it's once it's broken down, it can build back up
Yeah,
stronger than before.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so, and I'm just trying to be aware so that when it's being built back up, you know, using your words, when it's being built back up stronger than before, I'm I'm staying open to the possibilities that
Cool.
exist in change.
Cool. I love that. Thank you, Paul.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, I just want to know. I want to ask you a question.
Yes, hit me.
What are you excited about right now?
I am excited about um, working on an online business. So I'm basically right now doing uh, digital marketing work remotely and freelance. And I am more excited and well, first of all, grateful to be in that field of work at this time when that is, accessible and available to me. Um, but the idea of um, helping people reach the people that need them online with my own talents and around video and psychology is really exciting to me and feels really in line. And I don't know exactly what that looks like. If I as a finished product, but that's the gut feeling, and that's part of why I'm doing this. So thank you for asking.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Good.
amazing. Well, last of all, where can people find you online, and how can they get in touch?
Leaderrising.com, one word.
Perfect.
And yeah, through there. Or I guess Instagram, Facebook, but my website's probably the best.
Cool. Leaderrising.com. Appreciate it, Paul. Thanks a lot.
Thank you
Take
very
care.
much, my
Bye
friend.
now.
Bye.